YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Polyworld's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Pokémon Blue for who the best Psychic-type Pokémon is in Generation 1. We played through with 2 Pokémon so far at this point in the challenge. Mewtwo and Alakazam are actually 2 of the fastest playthroughs I've ever done in Pokémon Blue, so I'm very proud of that feat. Recommend you check those videos out, they were a lot of fun to do. Today, we are playing through with Mew. Mew is known as the new species Pokémon, and it comes in with some very good stats. 100 across the board, HP, attack, defense, speed, and special, all 100. There are some other things about this Pokemon, we'll talk about that as we progress. Let's go and watch the first battle of the game against our rival. Rival's name is Alakazam, and he comes out with a Charmander. It's not really a great option for our rival, just don't give it a Bulbasaur. And we named our Pokemon Cleo. My cat is actually named Cleo. It looks nothing like Mew. It actually looks more like Perugly. It's fat, it's gray, and it has RBF. But with, I think, 5 or 6 pounds, we knock out our rival. And with that being said, we're going to progress right onto the Bug Forest, where we're going to pick up this antidote, which will come in handy. You'll see why here in a minute. And let's talk about this Pokemon while we do some training. This Pokemon is Psychic type, which means we're weak to one thing in this game, and that is Bug type. We only deal with one Bug type move, and that is Leech type. No one has Twin Needle, so we don't have to deal with it. And then the other thing we're supposed to be weak to, which is Ghost type, it's actually a glitch in this game. We're resistant to Ghost moves. This Pokemon is in the medium slow growth rate, which is actually a very good growth rate for actually the best growth rate, I should say, for a playthrough. Now, why is that significant? One, a lot of people think this Pokemon is a legendary Pokemon. It is not a legendary Pokemon. It is a mythical Pokemon, which means it has the option to be a different growth rate rather than slow. All legendary Pokemon, like Mewtwo, like the legendary birds in this game, are all in the slow level up rate. So that's significant. That means we'll get more levels. Right now, we're facing our 3rd trainer, and we're about to knock out our 3rd trainer's Pokemon. And when we leave this battle, we'll be level 10. After 3 battles, we're level 10. That would not be the case with the slow level up rate. We're going to use the antidote real quick and heal. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the move pool, because we're going to go ahead and face our 2nd rival battle. It is mandatory in my playthroughs that we face the 2nd rival battle. I don't have to do it in my 2nd playthrough, but in the 1st playthrough it is mandatory. And I forgot that I had to heal there, so I went to do another potion, but it is what it is. Our rival comes out with a Pidgey, and we're going to go for Pound. There's nothing else we can do. However, Pidgey goes for Sand Attack, my least favorite move in the game. By far my least favorite move. I hate this move. But anyway, we knock out the Pidgey, and now we're going to face Charmander. We have her actually lowered, so now we're just going to sit here and spam Pound until it works. We get the knockout, get the win over our rival. We level to level 11. Our move pool, like I said, Pound and Transform. There's only 2 moves we're going to get via level up. We do get access to Mega Punch and Psychic. However, we'll get those via TM. So not a problem. And speaking of TMs, we have every TM in the game. That is the gimmick with this Pokemon. It literally has access to literally every TM and HM in the game. So we have a lot of move diversity. Not move diversity in the early game. Right now we just have Pound and Transform. But we will have a lot more diversity as we progress through the game. We knock out the Diglett. And now we're facing this Sandshrew. The Million Light Years Trainer is what I like to call this guy. And he has hit us 3 times now, 4 times now. Do we get 5? I think we get 5, because I'm pretty sure it actually gets down to 25%. Yep, one more time. So now we're down to 20. Actually, no, 28%. And we're going to hit one more time. There's 6. The 6 Sand Attack. So our actually is really diminished right now. We just need to hit one more Pound. We could lose this battle if this continues. However, we get the knockout, we get the win. We're going to leave and heal, and we're going to come right back and face Brock. Now, I'm going to pause for Brock for a second. I'm going to give a shout out to another YouTuber named Scott's Thoughts. In, I think it was March or April, he did what's called a community run, where he opens up an invitation to anyone in his Discord to play through Pokemon Yellow, and he has to play through with the Pokemon and see who gets the fastest time. It's kind of like a race. And in this challenge, there is a strategy someone came up with, a very good strategy to beat Brock. Geodude, you just spam Pound. There's not much you can do with Geodude. If you transform into Geodude, it really screws up the battle. It's not good. If you transform into Geodude, I'm going to pause this for a second. You're only going to have Tackle and Defense Curl. So, I mean, Defense Curl is going to be helpful because it's actually going to, help your, do your defense. And Tackle is going to do nothing almost because it's a Rock-type Pokemon. But then when you get the Onix, you're going to be running out of power points and using Struggle. You're not going to last in the battle. So just spam Pound until you knock out the Geodude. When you get to the Onix, this is not a strategy I came up with, so I don't want to take credit for it, I should say. It's someone else, and I don't remember the person's name, but it was on Scott's Thoughts video. I recommend just go watch the video and give him a lot more views. He deserves it. And we knock out the Geodude. We have almost about half of our health intact. Now, this is the strategy. Onix has 3 moves. Tackle, Screech, and Bide. Tackle, just normal attacking move. It's normal. It's not going to do much to Onix anyway. Screech lowers Onix's defense by 2 stages every time you do Screech. Okay. Also, it kind of counters Bide Game if we wanted to counter Bide Game. And in Bide, here's how Bide works. Whenever Bide is done, whatever you do damage-wise over the next 2 to 3 turns will be dealt back double by Onix. Okay. So that actually helps us out. And here's why. We go for Pound 1 time. Now we're going to transform into Onix. We're going to go for Screech, lower his defense. He went for Bide, so it didn't do anything to us. Now, He just went for Bide, and we're just doing our screeches. But now I remember the strategy, so I go for Tackle, and what we want to do is go for Tackle until he goes for Bide. When he goes for Bide, we're going to go for Tackle, and then we're going to go for Bide. So we're going to do no damage the next turn. He's going to unleash his Bide and do damage to us, and we will double that damage back. Boom. One hit, pretty much a one-shot. So very easy battle that would be more convoluted if we tried to just use Pound all the way through. But in doing so, doing it that way, get a pretty easy knockout. I'm pretty sure I can come into this battle at like level maybe 12 or 13 and institute the same exact strategy in the second playthrough. But I wanted to showcase that. It is not something I came up with. It was a strategy showcased in Scott Slott's video. Recommend you go check it out. Recommend you check him out. His videos are great. And we're going to progress right on to Mount Moon and grab Water Gun. And we're also going to go ahead and grab Mega Punch. Is Water Gun really significant? Not really significant, but it does give us more power points, and I just prefer to pick it up. It takes 2 seconds to do. And now we're facing Super Duper Nerd protecting his fossils. We're going to Mega Punch the Grimer, very good. We're going to Mega Punch the Voltorb, it's a one-shot. And we're going to get a Toko, a 2-hit knockout on the Coughing, very good. We grab the Dome Fossil, all hail the Dome Fossil. And right there, we just level up level 20. We would have got Mega Punch at level 20, but we decided to get it 2 levels sooner via TM. We're going to save in front of Misty, and now we're going to face Misty. Now with Misty, you just pretty much just want to spam Mega Punch. Water Gun and Pound are not going to be that useful. Mega Punch is a 2-shot, and save, I don't know why I did that, just go for Mega, it's more accurate, that's why I went for it. So now, she has done X defense, so we're not going to do as much damage with Mega Punch as we would like. However, she's not doing a lot to us. We have really good special, and Bubble Beam actually crits. That could have been bad, however, we get the knockout, get the win over Misty, and that means we're going to add Bubble Beam to our move pool, and we're going to face our rival. Our rival is going to come out with a Pidgeotto, and Pidgeotto wants to go for Sand Attack. It does. Great. That's awesome. And we're going to go for Bubble Beam and hopefully get the second hit and get a knockout. That's a 2-hit knockout. We did a critical hit. Don't know if that mattered or not. I didn't go over that. Critical hit rate with this Pokemon is 19.53. So about one out of every 5 critical hits. 1 shot on the Alakazam, the Abra. 1 shot on the Rattata, and 1 shot on the Charmander. And now we're progressed right on. We're going to skip over all the Nugget Bridge stuff and, talking to Bill. But we're going to face this guy, and he's going to give us a move called Dig. We one-shot both of his Pokemon. We get Dig. We're progress right on to the SSN. We are not going to grab Body Slam. Against my better judgment, maybe I should have grabbed it to replace Mega Punch. However, Mega Punch isn't going to have much more use anyway. So I thought I'd just save a little bit of time and skip over it. It didn't hinder us at all, so it was a good decision. We knock out the Eradicate. We're going to knock out the Kadabra. And now the last Pokemon, Charmeleon. It's a one-shot as well. We get a clean sweep over our rival on the SSN. And we're going to progress right on and face Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge doesn't have anything good against us. We've added Dig, so we have a super effective move against all of his Pokemon. Dig is a great move. The only downside to Dig is it does take more than 1 turn. It's a 2-turn move, which actually is a detriment to a battle later. We'll go over that when it happens. Dig on the Pikachu and Dig on the Raichu. It is a one-shot clean sweep over Lieutenant Surge, and we're going to leave here and go right into the rock tunnel, and we're going to face Boomer the Hiker. Boomer the Hiker, he's going to go down pretty easy. I showcased in every game, because every playthrough should say, because this can be a difficult battle. Some Pokemon do not have the means to get through this battle effectively, and this guy can be a wall for some people. Just like that other hiker that's on the way to Bill's house can be a wall for some Pokemon that can't handle it. You can avoid him. I didn't learn that until recently. I thought he would hit you no matter where you were, but he can be a wall as well. But this Pokemon's not a wall. This trainer should say, Boomer the Hiker's not a wall for Mew. We're going to knock him out with Bubble Beam. Very good. Now we're progressed right on to Celadon City, where we ran some errands, and now we're going to go and take on Erica's gym. We have 1 trainer in here we got to face before we face Erica, and it is the trainer that actually has the 1 Pokemon that's the biggest problems for most Psychic types. Execute and Executor are Pokemon that most Psychic types don't have a good move against. However, we will later, so this Pokemon is not really a big a problem for Mew as it is for the other Psychic type Pokemon in this challenge. Erica has 2 Pokemon that are Grass Poison, so 1-shots on the Victory Bell and Vileplume, and Tangle will be a 2-shot. Very easy, very clean win over Erica. We're going to go ahead and leave here and go right into our battle against Giovanni number 1. Giovanni number 1 is going to lead out with an Onix. Onix is 4 times weak to water moves, and so is Rhyhorn, so that'll be a 1-shot on the Onix, and then a 1-shot on the Rhyhorn. And then Kangaskhan comes out. We probably could have 1-shot if we used Psychic, but we went for Bubble Beam. I think we're saving power points. We're about to go into our rival battle, like 5th rival battle here, and I just didn't want to go heal. So we just went right in. Yeah, we didn't heal. So that's what it was saving power points to make sure we get through this battle without the heal, save a little bit of time. And now we're facing our rival, and he has Pidgeotto. Thunderbolt's a 1-shot on the Pidgeotto, so no more Sand Attack for us. We're going to go for Psychic on the Execute. Like I said, we have a move that will make this battle pretty easy. We probably should have added at this point It's an Ice Beam, but we kept Bubble Beam. I thought we were going to need Bubble Beam, so I kept it. And we're going to one-shot the Kadabra, and now we're going to one-shot the Charmeleon. So we get a pretty easy win over a rival in Pokemon Tower, and we're going to progress right on to Silph Co. Now, I don't usually go in this order. Usually I go and do Koga's Gym and then Blame, but I thought, you know what, let's get this done. We're here, we can pick up Earthquake, and I honestly should have added Earthquake for this battle, but I didn't. It is okay. Ice Beam on the Execute, Thunderbolt on the Gyarados. Alakazam comes out and go for Dig. Now, I don't know why this... Hold on. I don't know why this Alakazam does this. This Alakazam doesn't go for... It just goes and attacks me. If something goes on with Sabrina's AI, you'll see here in a minute, where this Alakazam attacked me, which is fine. That's good. I'm okay with it attacks me. But hers does not. And you'll see why here in a minute. And in the last Pokemon, Thunderbolt on the Charizard at the 2-hit knockout. We get the knockout, get the win. And we move on to Giovanni number 2. Giovanni, and he's going to come out with a Nidorino. Nidorino will go down to Psychic. Psychic will sweep this entire team. No problem at all. One shot on Nidorino. One shot on the Kangaskhan. Very good. Critical hit. Don't think that mattered, but could have mattered. One shot on the Rhyhorn, and then one shot on the Nidoqueen. Very easy, very clean win over Giovanni. He goes, I'm Batman, and vanishes. And we're going to go ahead and teleport and land right in front of Sabrina. And now we're taking on Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. And Kadabra comes out, and we're going to go for it. Dig on the Kadabra. Very good. It's a one shot. And again, why does the Kadabra go for Psybeam? But you're going to see here, Alakazam will only go for one move. You're going to see it here in a second. It'll only go for Recover. I don't know why. I don't know why our AI does this. I would love to know exactly why. Is it because it sees that Psychic moves are ineffective? Okay, if that's the case, why didn't Kadabra do that? And why didn't our rivals do that when we were in Silph Co? I don't understand this. But he literally just spams Recover. And because we're using Dig, it's taking 2 turns, so it's replenishing faster than I can hit it and knock it out. So we run out of power points with Dig, and so now we resort to Ice Beam. And what I'm hoping for is to get a freeze. Hoping for a freeze. We get a freeze, thank goodness. It's not Gen 2 where they can unthaw themselves, frozen the rest of the battle. That could have been very bad. We could have ran out of power points, could have been a lot of things going on with that battle, but I would love to know an explanation as to why that happened. Right now we're facing Koga. Koga, we're down to 4 Psychics. 1 Psychic, 2 Psychic, Coughing, we're down to 1 Psychic. The only thing that could happen here is we can miss a Psychic because of the Gen 1 miss mechanic, and Weezing can maybe hit a self-destruct and knock us out. But other than that, pretty clean sweep over Koga, and that moves us right into Blaine. Blaine will come out, and he has a Growlithe, and now we've added Earthquake. I should have added Earthquake for the Sabrina battle, because then I would have been taking 2 turns to go underground and then come back up and hit. I could have just been attacking right into it and probably would have knocked it out quicker. But we get the knockout over Rapidash, Ponytail, and Growlithe, and now we get a 2-hit on the Arcanine. Pretty easy win over Blaine, to be honest with you. And that leads us right into our final gym battle, Giovanni number 3, Giovanni, and he leads out with a... What does he lead out with? A Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn will go down to 1 Ice Beam, very good. And then Dugtrio comes out next, 1 Ice Beam, very good. Nidoqueen comes out, Psychic. I think we just spam Psychic the rest of this battle, very good. Nidoking comes out, Psychic on the Nidoking. And then the last Pokemon is Rhydon. It is a one-shot as well. Get a pretty easy battle, pretty clean sweep over Giovanni. Now, I'm not cutting the footage here. We're going to leave here and go right into our next battle. We're not even going to heal. We didn't need to heal. We didn't take any damage. So we're going to go right into our next battle. Get out of here. Jump over this ledge. Talk to Voldemort. And we're going to go ahead and go right over here. Not even going to heal. Not even going to check anything. I'm going to save. I'm very confident in this battle. And we're going to go right into our battle against rival number 7. The last rival battle, the penultimate rival battle, I should say. Thunderbolt is a one-shot on the Pidgeot. Rhyhorn is a one-shot on Ice Beam is a one-shot on the Rhyhorn. Now, you're probably looking at my moveset right now. Ice Beam's a one-shot. And ask why we don't have Sword Dance. Because we don't need it at this point in the game. One shot on the Gyarados. As you're seeing, we're one-shotting every Pokemon except for the Alakazam. Not a big deal. We tank a Psychic. We knock out the Alakazam with Earthquake. And then Thunderbolt a 2-hit on the Charizard. We knock him out, we get the win, and progress right on to the Elite Four. Now that we're in the Elite Four, we're going to take on our first member of the Elite Four, which is Lorelei. Lorelei is the Ice Specialist, but first, look at our stats and our moves. Stats are as follows. In the bottom left corner, the stats are 194 in attack, defense is 193, speed is 193, and special is 194. Our moves for this Pokemon are Psychic, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Swords Dance. Did we need Swords Dance for this playthrough? I don't really know. However, look at our time. Our time is 36 minutes and 39 seconds. My goal with this Pokemon is getting under 40 minutes at this point, so we're kind of under the gun. We gotta be quick, gotta be smart, gotta not menu too much. Let's go ahead and dive into this fight with Lorelei. Lorelei comes out with a Dugong, Gong, and Dugong we're going to set up on, which is stupid on my part. I didn't even pay attention to our experience. Right now we're about to level up, So even though we do badge boost twice, we're going to lose that badge boost as soon as we level up right here. And now we're 2-shotting the Slowbro rather than 1-shotting. It is what it is, not a big deal. But we do get the 2-shot on the Slowbro. We're going to 2-shot the Jinx. Now this is a big deal because Jinx has Ice Punch, can freeze us, and so can Lapras. So we're not 1-shotting, so we do leave ourselves, open to that possibility. But we do get the knockout, do get the win over Lorelei, and move right on to Bruno. Now I get fancy here. I don't know why I do this, but I should have gone straight for Psychic. Psychic would have 1-shot all 5 of these Pokemon without any issues. Maybe I was trying to conserve power points. I don't know. But we're going to heal after Agatha anyway and replenish our using Elixir anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know what I was doing here. I was getting cute. And because I got cute, I ended up having to get a 2-hit on the Machamp with Ice Beam rather than a 1-shot. So these are a couple seconds of waste here that could be cleaned up in the second playthrough that I'm going to do later this month or next month. Now we're facing Agatha, and all I got to do is spam Psychic, and we're going to 1-shot every one of our Pokemon. 1-shot the Gengar, the Golbat, the Haunter, Arbok, and then the last Gengar all go down to 1 Psychic. Clean sweep, don't take any damage from her. The damage we have is from different trainers. And now we're going to move right into our next battle. We're going to heal up real quick. We probably honestly didn't need to heal, but we're going to go for full restore, and we're going to go for an Elixir to replenish the power points. And we're going to go ahead and face Lance, the Dragon Master. He leads out with the Gyarados. Now, we probably didn't even need to use Swords Dance, but we use Swords Dance here. And this is why we healed. You just never know. It goes for a Hyper Beam. What if it crit? It could have done a lot of damage to us. But Thunderbolt's a 1-shot on the Gyarados, and then Ice Beam will spam and knock out the rest of this team. Ice Beam on the Dragonair, Ice Beam on the second Dragonair, Ice Beam on the Aerodactyl, very good, and then a 1-shot Ice Beam on the Dragonite. Very clean sweep over Lance, the Dragon Master, and now we're going to go ahead and heal up, get our last 2 rare candies on board, 1 and 2. We should use an Elixir here. We didn't need to change our menu. This is where menu can get a little bit faster with us. We're going to save, and now we're going to face the champion. Champion is going to come out with a Pidgeot, and Pidgeot is a pretty good Pokemon to set up on. So we're going to set up Swords Dance on the Pidgeot, and we're at 39 minutes and 3 seconds. So, we're pacing pretty good, but we can't have any big hiccups here. Swords Dance, and then we're fully set up Thunderbolt on the Pidgeot. Alakazam comes out, and we're going for Thunderbolt. It crits, so it skips over all of our badge modifications. Could have been a 1-shot. But again, how does this Alakazam not go for a cover over and over again? Like I don't know. I really need to look up why Sabrina's Alakazam does that. 1-shot on the Rhydon. We 2-shot the Executor, which really surprised me. I thought we were going to 1-shot. 1-shot the Gyarados, and do we 1-shot the Charizard? We do. We 1-shot the Charizard. So we get a time with the Elite Four, 39 minutes and 36 seconds. And I think it's a little bit ironic, or maybe coincidental. It depends on how you view that song by Alanis Morissette. I think it's ironic. I think some people may think it's coincidental. But we walked into the Elite Four at 36 minutes and 39 seconds. And now we finished it at 39 minutes and 36 seconds. A little bit of symmetry, maybe the better way to put that. But a very solid time. Obviously, it could be cleaned up. It can be done a lot faster. They can get by block a little bit faster. I think we can choose some moves a little bit faster. Our Sabrina battle was horrible. It took forever to get it done. So there's a lot of ways that this Pokemon could be optimized and done a little bit faster. Let's go and look at the tier list real quick, and we'll see where this Pokemon lands. So the time of 39 minutes and 36 seconds, this Pokemon lands right here between Zapdos and Vileplume. Now, do I think this Pokemon is better than Vileplume? Yes, I do. I think it's better than a couple Pokemon. I think it's better than Nidoqueen. I think it's better than Victreebel. I think it's also better than Nidoking. I don't know if it's going to pass Alakazam and Mewtwo. That's definitely a possibility, I guess, but I don't think it's going to pass Mewtwo. Maybe catch Alakazam's first playthrough, but they both have 2 playthroughs coming up, so they have another chance to redeem themselves as well. But I do think this Pokemon will get in the SS tier. It will be a top 3. I don't know. We'll see. But this Pokemon, I think, will get in the SS tier. Let's look at the next things come up on this channel, and then we'll close out the video. Next week, we have a playthrough with Macargo. Now, it's a first playthrough in Pokemon Crystal, so that means we'll start out as Slugma, and then we'll evolve into Macargo as we play through. This Pokemon gets worse as it evolves. As Slugma, it's weak to water, rock, and ground. When it evolves, it gets neutral to rock, but it's 4 times weak to water and 4 times weak to ground at that point. So not great. So this Pokemon's going to be a really tough playthrough. I'm excited about it. I've never used Slugma before, never considered it. So that's definitely a thing that that's going to happen. And then next Friday, we have a Pokemon coming out that's in the Psychic Challenge, and that is Hypno. Hypno, the creepy guy that he is. I think he's going to have a good time, though. Hypno's a pretty solid Pokemon Generation 1. They kind of mess up its stats in Generation 2 and on because they split up its special, gets distributed differently. However, I do think this Pokemon will do well. This is the creepiest Pokemon, in my opinion, one of the creepiest. A lot of people think Mr. Mime's creepy. I think this Pokemon's extremely creepy. What's that thing around its neck? And what's with the 3 toes? I mean, what's going on here? I don't get it. It looks like one of those things that Shakespeare would wear, but it is what it is. And where did you get this? This is like a lug nut with some string. Is that like come with the Pokemon, or does he find it and make it? I don't know. But this Pokemon is what's going to come out next Friday. So that's what's coming up, and I'm excited about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of Hypno? How's he going to do? What do you think of Mew? What do you think's going to happen with Macargo? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. It helps out the video. And make sure, subscribe, comment, all those good things. Really help out, get to more people. And then that's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.